And welcome to the Insider's View, and we have a very special guest because it wasn't just a couple of years ago. He was sitting where you are sitting, performing sometimes on this stage we're sitting on right now. The president of Show Dog Universal Records, Mr. Mark Wright, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mark, I guess when you think about it, and you think about those times, it probably does not seem that long ago that you were a student here at Belmont.
Well, that's right. It's been, actually, guys, it's been 33 years since I first arrived here. And this was our Curb Event Center, actually. This hall was. Yeah. And, it's been a great ride, I have to say. It's been a lot of fun. And I honestly, and you can read a lot of publications through the years, but I give pretty much all the credit to Belmont for having a program that I could move here from Arkansas to attend school. And when you tell your parents you're going off to be a songwriter, they're probably not as excited as you say I'm going off to college. So when I said I was going off to college, they allowed me to come here, and then I became a songwriter, developed a lot of skill while I was here.
How did you get your start in the industry? Was it at Belmont where you started? There was a group of young guys like you who were just moving up and down the road.
Yeah, we were fortunate in that there was a guy named Gary Paxton and a guy named Ron Huff, who's Dan Huff's father. They owned a studio called Soundstage, and they were doing a lot of Christian music. And we got to kind of go in and use the studio at night. We'd work at the Belmont studio, but then we'd get kicked out because we only had so many hours we could use. And so we'd get to go in from like 12 midnight till 6 in the morning when the cleaning crew showed up. We get to record down there for free. And through that process, I met Gary Paxton, who was a big Christian artist and big Christian producer at the time. He was a whack job. He was crazy. This guy was nuts. But he'd done all these crazy records like Monster Mash and Alley Oop. These things were long before you guys were born. But one day he said, I like the way you work, and I like what you're doing musically. He says, would you come be my gopher for $75 a week? And I just said, as long as I get a key to the studio and $75 a week, I'll do it. So that's kind of the way I got my start. And then he signed me as a writer probably, I guess, about a year in. He had me give up the gopher job, and we hired somebody else to do it. And I ended up being a staff writer for his publishing company. And I wrote nothing but country songs. And they were kind of poppy country songs, but they were country songs. And then I kind of learned to write more country as I went along. So that's kind of the whole Belmont experience of us going down to the studio and hanging out at Soundstage was just, that's really where the Brent Kings and the Warren Petersons and a lot of us came up. Dan and David Huff were the cleaning crew at the time because their dad owned the studio. Yeah. So then, so it's like they were still in high school at Brentwood Academy. So it was a great breeding ground for just people with ideas, and we were all trying to outdo each other and trying to show each other our songs were better than theirs, and the engineers were all they're trying to say their mixes were better than everybody. Everybody was just it was competitive. It was fun, a lot of fun.
What makes a great song for you?
Well, I think it has to be honest first. I think you have to really recognize the honesty in it. I can pretty much feel like I can spot when somebody's trying to aim at something and it's contrived. It has to be original. There's so many songs about the same subject over and over, and I just want to go, come on, you can say that better than that, and then there has to be some decent hooks in it. There has to be some surprises. There has to be things happen along through the 3.5, 4 minute process that you go, wow, it keeps your interest. It's like a good film, it's like there are points in a film that they just about lose you, and then they give you something to keep you, and that's what a great song does. It kind of sets you up and brings you down, moves you along, but it keeps your interest,
Well, Mark serves Belmont well, not only as an alumni, but also on the Board of Trustees. He's also on the Curb College of Advisors, Board of Advisors, and I know just what you mean to Belmont and what you've meant through the years, and your continued support means a lot, and especially to take the time today to come be with our students and do the Insider's View with us. Dr.
Well, Belmont's a very, very special place to me, and you know it is, and anybody that knows me knows it is. So you guys get all you can get while you're here because you're at a good spot.
Absolutely.
Pretty special place right here. So.
Absolutely. Dr. Mark Wright, ladies and gentlemen.